Café Anyway, la la.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's FFF episode 2737, and it's Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway with Mike's Daily Podcast with a special guest. It looks like it's lovely lady friend. How are you, lovely lady friend?
I'm doing well. I got Rocky Cat next to me, keeping me warm.
Rocky the cat, he's great, and he's a norm. Unnorm. Wait. Mike's Daily Podcast. His name is Norm. No. Rocky is his name. Where did we
Norm,
come?
like
Mike's
the guy from Cheers.
Daily. That's right. Podcast. George went. Yeah. Which is a sentence. George went. Well, it's an unfinished sentence.
Yes.
Needs a place, a location that George went to. Well, how did we give Rocky his name?
I think that Ken was partly responsible. We had a list of potential names.
Yes.
And then Ken kind of sealed it for us.
Right.
Because he was from Hayward. Rocky is from Hayward.
Yeah.
The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is from Hayward.
Exactly.
And he was also the last of his litter to survive. So we thought, well, he's like Rocky, the boxer.
Right.
He's a survivor.
And there's the group Survivor that sang the song Eye of the Tiger.
That's right.
And
a fellow feline.
And he's gray.
Yes, like a rock.
So he kind of looks like the color of a rock.
He does. It's perfect for him.
And that's the reason. Okay, I guess there was multiple. When there's multiple reasons like that, you just have to go with it.
So if Ken is hearing this,
yeah.
Thank you, Ken.
I don't think he is.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I think he stopped listening to the podcast at some point. He just went, nah, I'm done. It's called I have a bad turnover rate with the podcast, love.
No, it could be he has a kid.
That's right, he does.
There's not much else to do.
That's right.
Time for much else.
He's very busy as a new father. Oh, great Basil the boxer. Oh, he loved playing with lovely lady friend. Yeah, all the little voices that he had. Rocky, I've not been able to record Rocky. Nothing Rocky says.
No vocalizations?
No vocalizations have I've been able to catch yet. Uh-oh, what did you do? Uh-oh.
There.
Wow.
How's that?
Good. You kind of see how that works, that mic stand? If you pull too much on the microphone, it'll fall over.
Yes.
Okay. It will fall over and we'll have the sound of mics falling. Whereas the sound of me
Not you falling.
is me going, ah! Oh no. All right. Are you okay?
Yes.
I mean, you could hold the microphone. You just can't like go crazy with it because you get all these sounds. So it's just sitting on a little.
Now it won't come out.
This is what happens when you show a marriage therapist a real microphone versus talking into those little things. What do you use when you do your calls with people? You have a little headset, right? Don't you do a...
the microphone that comes on the earbuds.
But you don't have those earbuds.
No.
They're not earbuds. They're airbuds.
The AirPods, is that what they're called?
AirPods. That's what
don't have them.
Because they're...
wireless.
Podcasts. Well, I should thank Apple because the name podcast came from Apple, basically. But AirPods, they look like somebody stuck a piece of a straw in someone's ear when I see them. But everybody's got them now. And the thing is that, they're not confined at all. Like you and I have the ones with the wires still connected. So
I prefer those.
You do?
I do.
You wouldn't want the AirPods?
No.
Well, then now you've got to use all of Apple's stuff because they're very proprietary with their stuff, and you can't. You're locked into using their software, their apps, all that. And does that frighten you at all?
The rebel in me automatically resists it. You will not take away my choice. No, I actually don't like them because when it seems like they're glitchier, they're more prone to glitches.
Interesting.
When you put them in, when they're wireless, so they're connecting to the whole Bluetooth thing.
Right.
You can potentially lose the call. So I just don't want to risk it. I prefer to have it be simple and straightforward and just use the old-fashioned wire pods.
In the world of radio, if you have somebody, let's say, doing a remote, we call them remotes, we're going to broadcast live from such and such a place, like a restaurant, like a Café Anyway, for example, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. And what happens is with the host, if they have any kind of technical difficulty, that's where it shows if they really shine. That's where they shine, is if they can improv their way, kind of ad-lib their way through the technical difficulty, and they put their faith in whoever's on the other side is going to fix it. But you have a similar situation because you will do a remote call with a patient and everything. What happens when things get glitchy is my question. Is it like that? Does that shoot a hole through the session? Does it make it more difficult? Or do you have that? Do you shine then? Do your ad lib thing? As we go outside a Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley,
Anyway,
the last place on earth. Now we're outside.
That's so beautiful.
It's raining on us a little bit, but we don't care.
Oh, I love the mist and the smell of the rain.
You know what came out of the mist?
Magnification.
Zombies. A pirate ship full of zombies.
Exactly. And you've stumbled into the podcast called Zombie Pirate. It's not the pagan podcaster lady that talks.
Oh.
She has the vocal fry.
That's right.
And then there's this really cool Christmas monster. His name is Krampus. And he's really scary. And then along comes the Norwegian guy, and he goes, "Hey, you have not talked about the trolls in the fjord. Why haven't you talked about Odin yet?
It's Norwegian Mike.
Norwegian Mike with the trolls." There was a ride at Epcot called Maelstrom. Maelstrom.
Words.
Maelstrom is a type of storm, isn't it? A maelstrom?
Yes.
Or is it a guy who likes to strum his guitar? He does a maelstrom when
Or it
he's
could
strumming.
be a Marvel character, too.
Yeah, I am Maelstrom. So there was a ride which then became Frozen. But before that, it would you get on the ride and it's like one of these boat rides, and on those boat rides, when they call the flume rides, where you go down through these flumes and then you go down this big thing, it's like a big waterfall thing, and you splash down there and get all wet.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that takes you up, that little so now you're using gravity. The thing that takes you up, in Maelstrom, when it took you up, you heard this Norwegian guy saying, "You've now entered the Norway, and we're going to tear you apart with trolls. How dare you? It's too far. You can't go back now. Too late to turn back now. So
it's too late to turn back now.
I believe I'm falling into a
Trolls.
Trolls." So like there are these trolls and they're really scary vocal fry. So that's the other podcast we were listening to.
Woo! Yes, the scary monsters. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I hope she does another episode.
How did you find that? It just popped up in your feed, huh? You have so many. I'm in utter awe of the channels you watch because you have so many fashion ones, which is like, that's normal. That's everybody. They're super popular, these fashion channels. Fashion
and makeup.
And of course, Cottage Fairy.
Oh, of course.
I was talking about her.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant now.
She
and
is.
She talks really softly, and everything is so beautiful in her videos. Everything's so well. We still can't figure out who's doing the filming in those videos because it's so beautiful.
I think it's her. It's her and possibly her brother.
You know, I mean, people get stuck on stupid. You know what I mean?
It's not like, oh, let's do a selfie of, myself and I've got the camera and I'm holding it in front of me. She has it sitting on a tripod somewhere because she'll walk across. You see her at a distance. So there was some thought put into it because somebody had to stick the camera on that tripod and then they had to walk all the way back over here and, okay, did you time it that it's going to start recording once I get over here, or do I have a little remote button? Anyway, there's a lot going on behind that video that I don't know. It makes it look so unbelievable.
We should email her. Yeah. We should message her.
She gets a zillion messages. She's like one of the most popular YouTube people.
Yeah, but I
don't know.
She's not. She's kind of an introvert.
All right.
She's a bit of a. She's like a fairy hermit.
Mike is on it, man.
Go where no man has gone before.
We love it, Mike.
How would you say that if you were in the Bronx? If you happened upon a fairy hermit, what would you say? Like I'm with you and you want to point it out to me. What would you say to me?
Mike, look, it's a fairy hermit. Fairy.
It's a fairy hermit. But she's not a hermit. She's married, right? She's got her husband.
Yes.
Maybe her brother lives with her too.
She could still be a fairy hermit and be married. She's a married fairy hermit.
Well, I guess. Wait, I thought a hermit had to be by themselves completely.
Well, this is true. Well, she has hermit tendencies. She's an introvert. She likes being on her own.
I don't know what podcast picture I'm going to use on today's podcast. I'm not going to do anything Christmas related because we're past that now.
No.
I'm sorry.
We're still in the season.
I know. And
don't be a grump.
A grunch?
A grump.
A grump. I'll find something. And do you want to be in it? Do you want to be in the podcast picture?
It depends. Please don't find an unflattering picture of me.
You get final approval.
Okay.
On it.
Or look at this little specimen right here.
Oh,
this adorable
Rocky the cat outside at Café Anyway with us.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we'll do that. We were having an interesting discussion today about, as a manager, some of the bizarre people I've had to manage over the years. And particularly, we were talking about COVID right around that time. Some crazy stuff happened. And some people that I no longer work with, they're gone. They've gone on to better things.
Yes, hopefully.
But they made... I was telling you about what they did, because I can disclose this. I don't have to worry about a HIPAA law or what do you call it in your business that you can't talk about stuff? Right,
it's confidentiality.
I don't have that. So I don't think, but I'm not going to say their names. But they were wow. I finally have in 2023, as it turns to 2024. The best team. They are amazing. I have some individuals that are just unbelievably great. And I think about, I didn't even have one good individual back in those days. Back in those days, it was all kinds of crazy cacophony crew. Partly because I inherited it, because I took over the manager position from someone else, and he had hired these people. So now I have to manage them, and now COVID's happening. This is in 2020. Excuse me. And it was nuts, as you well know.
Oh, God, I would hear the stories.
And it was nuts up until, I'd say this year was the first year it was good. Because everybody left.
I got through that. I got into it.
Everybody left. Everybody had great reasons to leave. They all went on to better things. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of glad they're gone. Because I had to do their job all the time. I had to do my job and their job constantly.
Which makes you a troll. You turn into troll, Mike.
I turn into troll, Mike. I get really upset and Norwegian mad. So that was one thing we were discussing. And oh, look who's outside of Café Anyway right now. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
Oh.
Hi, lovely lady friend. I'm on horse Tilly.
Oh, my goodness. Mike fed some horses the other day. Can we give your horse a carrot?
Ooh, maybe we'll. No, I don't have any pictures of the horses.
Oh.
But yeah, that was cool. I talked to the guy that owns the horses, and I asked him why he doesn't have any donkeys. And he goes, oh, that's work. Donkeys, mules, jackasses. Those are hard animals to keep.
Really?
Keep, and, manage.
Huh.
Kind of like my job. Benita, can I feed your horse? Yeah, sure, okay. Look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. It's the guy that doesn't sound like anybody that's been on the show before, kind of, but does. Oh, here I am. Hey, it's Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what. What? I kind of lost my way there because I was starting to eat that carrot you were going to give to Nilly. And I don't know. I think that carrot's kind of turned. It's got something. Is that a poisonous carrot? Are you trying to do a Snow White to me?
Oh.
No. Like the witch in Snow White? Mm-hmm. Sorry, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Well, carrots are good for you on the whole, but watch out for the bad carrots. I guess. And then I saw, when I was feeding the horses off, I might have seen some wild boar in the hills of Podcaster Valley. They were very big, though, so I don't know. I've never seen a wild boar, so a real big wild boar of this size. So, or it was trolls.
Oh, it could have been.
And
they're known to roam the hills.
Yes, a Podcaster Valley. And look who else is here. Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer. Have some right now. Oh, boy. Hi, lovely friend. You want some root beer?
Of course. Oh, my God. You have to try some of my coquito. Here.
Drink it right now. I'll cut you.
I'll cut you.
All right. He's drinking some. I'm drinking whatever he made.
Let's see. It's pretty good.
That's good.
What is it, Brewmaster?
I put manganese in it.
What?
Manganese.
Okay.
What? Is that okay?
Sure. I'm trusting it's good.
Manganese. All right.
Manganese.
Manganese. What a happy word. Manganese. Well, I forget the other thing we were going to cover on this podcast.
Was it love languages?
Oh, thank you. Oh, because I would have never remembered that. Love languages. So what are the 5 love languages, love?
God, I always forget, but I think it's... Oh, here, you go.
One of them is touch.
Uh-huh.
Another is giving, like gifts.
Gifts, uh-huh. Gift giving.
Another is nice words.
Uh-huh. Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. And then there's the one that's the one where you throw someone a soccer ball and they go, oh, thank you for the soccer ball. No, that's not one. Cooking for some, doing things.
Exactly.
Doing nice things.
Acts of service.
Acts
Uh-huh.
of service. And that was...
And one more.
One more is the showing someone we did the touch thing.
Uh-huh.
And quality time.
There you go.
Quality time. This is quality time.
That's right, love.
Quality time is what we are doing. Awesome. So people need to do that. Or do they need to do that? Or what is the point of the language of love language that you're talking about?
Well, so that you better understand how to appreciate each other, how to ensure that you feel loved.
So with the quality time, touching, gift giving.
Uh-huh.
But that seems okay. I'm not going to say this particular person, but let's just say his name is Monald Mump. Do you think he keeps his wife around with a lot of gift giving? A lot of little trinkets and stuff?
I don't know about that one.
So what I'm saying is that can seem pretty empty, a lot of gift giving.
True.
Doesn't it?
True.
So maybe that's not the best thing. I mean, it shouldn't be completely ignored, but yeah. Yet too much.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the context, right? Like you have to know the person that you're giving it to. And like you said, if you're giving a gift to somebody, but it doesn't really have any relevance for them, then it is kind of empty.
But we all need to be spoiled rotten.
Not spoiled rotten. But spoiled every now and then, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, and then the other thing was the quality time, gift giving, the words of calm.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Touching and acts of, what's that?
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
Mm-hmm. Like doing something nice for cleaning, vacuuming, cooking, doing something nice for the other person.
So people need to do all 5.
No, you don't have to do all 5.
But they should do all 5.
No. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their preference for how they like to show love and how they like to receive love.
Ah, okay. And how do you know?
Well, hopefully over time you get to know your partner, your significant other, and you create a lexicon.
Ah, a lexicon.
A lexicon.
That you use with each other.
There you go. Yes.
This is very helpful. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
It's certainly not advice for couples, but
don't take none of this advice is worthy of any use whatsoever. Just food for thought.
It is food for thought.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Anything else you'd like to cover? Because we haven't had you on in a long time. We may not have you back till 2024 because we're going to be pretty busy this week. But anything you want to wish people?
Oh, I wish people happy holidays, safe holidays, healthy holidays. Hope it's a nourishing time for folks. Time to get some rest and meaningful connection as well. And maybe there's some of those love languages that people can practice.
Wow, your voice is so beautiful and soothing. As someone who is a podcast listener, listening to this podcast now, let's just say it's me, I am like completely soothed.
Aw. Maybe I should do ASMR, love.
Okay, do that now. ASMR stands for audio simulating racketeering.
I'm not sure what it stands for.
Audio.
Something stimulating.
Soothing. Mouth rocks.
Yes.
Rocking.
Mouth rocks.
Mouth rocks. So do your ASMR. Go.
Well, it could be lots of different stuff. I could be whispering like this.
Oh.
For the rest of the time.
Okay.
Kind of whispering.
What's funny is I'm about to play the phone number guy, and he's really loud. So why don't you just kind of introduce the phone number guy?
You will travel into the incredible universe.
Next up, the phone number guy is going to share the number with you that you can call if you would like to leave a comment about this podcast.
Okay, that's good. And then we'll play him. But I just want to say, do you think as a society we're saying the words sort of and kind of too much? Like you listen to somebody, back in my day, we used modifiers or hedgers, and we would say like all the time. I still do it. But do you think, because I hear constantly younger people say, yeah, it was kind of a bizarre podcast to listen to because the guy was asking questions to his lovely lady friend, whoever that was. I think she sort of was I don't know. They use I don't know a lot too. Have you noticed that? No?
No.
Sort of, kind of?
Sort of, kind of.
Now, when you notice it, you'll notice it everywhere. Everywhere. This is what I'm telling you.
It sounds like one of those fill words
Yeah.
that you use when you're not sure. I mean, it's like ambivalence. Like I don't like anything I say after this, I'm not sure of.
Thank you. That is exactly. But I'm hearing this on all the podcasts. I'm hearing it on all the stuff from NPR, which is supposed to be a news network that knows for sure the facts that they're giving to you.
Sort of.
Yeah, I hear sort of, kind of all the time. And it's because they employ a lot of young people, but young people like to use those.
Maybe they're not sure of themselves.
And I use it too, but I'm trying to catch myself because I am, when I talk, I try to know what I'm saying. Occasionally I don't, and I go, okay, I'm not really sure. But yeah, when they on NPR are trying to tell you a story and say, these are the facts, and I hear sort of, kind of all the time.
It's kind of, it's almost like a disclaimer, right? Like,
yeah,
what I'm about to say, I don't really mean it. so don't take my word for it.
Don't believe a word I say.
Yeah.
Well said. What should I call this podcast? Disclaimer?
Disclaimer. Sort
of.
Sort of.
Hedges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you, lovely lady friend. I can't wait to spend the next year with you.
Oh, my love. I can't wait to spend next year and every year after that with you.
Oh, my gosh. You just topped me. You outdid me. You went up to me. That's really good to have in relationships, isn't it? One-upmanship.
Sure, a healthy sense of competition. Yeah.
I sort of think that's kind of not right. But with more ways to call and tell us what you believe in, here's this guy.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
He's coming up right now. He's about to give you the phone number.
No, he already gave the phone number.
Oh.
He just did. Okay. And with more ways to reach me here at Café Anyway, here is Ariel, whom you still have not met.
No.
But you're going to meet Anki, who does the thing at the beginning of the podcast. She's
and her
gonna
boyfriend.
be here in February. So
yeah.
That's very awesome.
Looking forward to that.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.